This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, local researchers are given the green light to continue an investigation which may result in government change. Services return to normal at Dunedin Hospital as an asbestos scare is contained, but the clean-up isn't over yet. And we meet the community-minded local who's heading overseas to learn techniques used in impoverished countries. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. A large chunk of money is being put into local research to better identify problems with accident compensation. Legal researchers have been awarded $150,000 to continue their work streamlining the ACC system, and they're hoping to get the government on board to bring about real change.
Ramping up research efforts. Dunedin barrister Warren Forster is working to improve the ACC system, thanks to a $150,000 grant from the Law Foundation. He says the money recognises there's a problem needing to be fixed, and he's hoping agencies will get on board with meaningful solutions.
We hope to get everyone on board, everyone understanding where they fit into the machinery of access to justice, and to make that system run really efficiently, because the quicker and more straightforward that process can run with the right information, the better people's experiences are going to be.
Several lawyers and a handful of students will be working on the next stage of the research led by Forster. It's ultimately about making things easier and fairer for people challenging the system in court.
I think the public's going to have great interest in this, because what we're actually trying to do is change the experiences of people that work through a process of ACC making a decision, declining the claim through to actually achieving a resolution of that. And that's an experience that a surprising number of New Zealanders go through.
More than 300,000 New Zealanders have long-term disabilities caused by accidents. It's those people Forster is hoping to get in touch with to learn about their experiences with the ACC system. He's planning to build on the work already done over the past few years.
Now that we understand more about what the problem is and we can see where that particular problem fits within a wider access to justice problem with ACC, we can now actually try and fix that. So the research that we're about to embark on is to actually fix those problems that we've identified before.
There's likely to be several more months of research ahead of a stakeholders conference in the middle of next year. Final recommendations will be released in September for potential implementation by the government. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
The Dunedin City Council is supporting a request to have a refugee centre established locally. The request comes from the Dunedin Refugee Steering Group. The council has agreed to endorse the request in principle, although associated costs aren't known. The Mayor and Council Chief Executive are going to work with steering group members on the case. If Dunedin is selected as a resettlement location, a further report with costings will be presented to councillors. It's not known when the government will make a decision. Clinical services are up and running again at Dunedin Hospital after an asbestos contamination shut down several facilities. Asbestos was found in the ultrasound department and mortuary, as well as several offices, laboratories and accessways. And while services have resumed, there's still more cleaning to be done.
A safety warning in a healthcare facility. The presence of asbestos in Dunedin Hospital is still clear after its discovery more than 3 weeks ago. But the Southern District Health Board's happy with its response to date.
We found traces of asbestos in the laboratories, central stairwell, some of the lift shafts, the mortuary and the ultrasound department. Everywhere's been cleaned up, environmentally cleaned, and is back fully functioning.
All clinical services are open, but some parts of the hospital are still blocked off until further cleaning can be done. Asbestos remains in 3 ultrasound offices and a lift shaft. Cleaners are also still on site with no indication of when work will be completed.
They'll be on site for as long as we need them, because we're going to continue to test other areas of the DHB until we've tested it all. So this is the start. We started in the Clinical Services building and we'll be rolling out a programme.
The SDHB is estimating the clean-up effort has cost about $1 million so far, and more is likely to be spent in total. Further testing is being carried out in other parts of the hospital where asbestos is known to be. That's part of the Health Ministry's new safety regulations.
There are some older areas of the District Health Board where we know there is asbestos, and in most buildings in New Zealand built before 1980, asbestos was commonly used in the manufacture, and it's the same for the buildings in the District Health Board.
No traces of asbestos have been found in the air, but environmental testing will also continue. A mobile testing facility is on site so staff can have results quicker and problems can be addressed faster. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Local thieves are targeting cars parked in recreational areas, taking valuables left inside. Tourists have been the main victims recently, with several rental vehicles broken into. Thieves smashed windows on 2 rental cars in the Tunnel Beach car park yesterday afternoon. Later in the day, another 2 vehicles were broken into at Sandfly Bay. Items taken include handbags, passports and personal electronic gear. Police say it's difficult to patrol remote areas and they're considering other security options. A local community worker has received a national grant to travel overseas and study community development. The Churchill Fellowship winner is aiming to analyse practices used in marginalised and impoverished communities, and her findings could benefit the city's residents.
Thinking globally, acting locally. This Dunedin community worker is preparing for a trip overseas to study foreign community development techniques. Her journey's been made possible through a national grant.
I've received a Churchill Fellowship to look at innovative community development practice, particularly focusing on hard-to-reach communities.
The nearly $8,000 fellowship is giving McNatty several months overseas to learn about community projects. She'll be travelling to America, Canada, Scotland and the United Kingdom. And she says observing projects from different cultures will be a valuable experience.
Well, it gives me a really amazing opportunity, an opportunity that I would never be able to have otherwise, and go and spend some time with some of the leading community development thinkers and people and academics around the world.
McNatty's been working in Dunedin as a caseworker as well as a community project developer. She's been wanting to witness innovative projects in other parts of the world and is planning to bring what she learns back to Dunedin.
I've been involved in Dunedin for many years doing community development work, and I really get lots out of seeing other projects, kind of more than learning by book.
She's preparing to leave the city in the middle of next year. As one of 17 current fellowship winners, she's hoping the overseas trip will help her contribute more to the local community. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, we take a look at some of the potential ramifications close to home of the weekend's terrorism attacks. And it might be strapped for cash, but the SDHB is celebrating.
Girls Talk this month is full of inspirational gift ideas. There's books, storage solutions and delicious treats. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page to be in to win some fantastic prizes from the show. Join us on Dunedin TV for Girls Talk.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services.
helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
Eveready mowers and chainsaws, Husqvarna outdoor power equipment for all the jobs, no matter what the size. Give Graham a call on 4552 555 or visit our new showroom at the roundabout end of Andersons Bay Road. We sell the best and service the rest.
Christie Glass Houses and Sheds, good to grow stuff in. The first choice for gardeners for over 100 years. Built to withstand extreme weather conditions and hard work. Full range of options available. Thomas Burns Street across the road from the railway station. Free call 0800 Allens.
Big Orange for all your movies, records, books and games, pre-loved needs, vinyl records, 45s and DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook. We're opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Congratulations, you're getting married. Hi, I'm James Morris, wedding celebrant, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to bring you the perfect ceremony for your perfect day. Don't wait or contemplate. Your consultation is free with no obligation. jamesmorris.co.nz.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Welcome back. The City Council is heading into Christmas with less money in its accounts than budgeted. Its latest financials have been revealed in a report to councillors. Revenue is down by $500,000 compared to budget as at the end of September. The council has also made less money than expected on its Waipori Fund investments and has received less funding. Energy costs have also been higher than anticipated. The operating deficit for the 3 months to September was almost $1 million worse than budget. And on that note, let's take a look at today's markets. The NZX 50 has closed the day down 27 points. It's now at 5,962. The Dow Jones is down 203 points. And to the exchange rates, the Kiwi dollar is down against all the major currencies we follow. The terrorist attacks in France have sparked a global outcry, including a public vigil in the Octagon. Many residents are worrying about the heightened threat of terrorism, and International Relations Professor Robert Patman joins us to talk about it. Good evening.
Good evening, Rebecca.
What are the latest developments in this?
The latest developments are that France has launched some airstrikes against Raqqa, which is ISIS de facto capital in northern Syria, one of their strongholds. About 20 bombs were dropped there. And that's the first round, apparently, of the French response. The French, of course, are convinced that ISIS are responsible for this. They're also engaging in a manhunt. Initially, there was the belief that only the actual operatives involved in the terrorist strike, which killed 129 people, there was a belief that just the 8 involved. But it now appears that there were much more people involved, and they're hunting down various people. So there's an intensive search now for other members of the gang that were involved. It was a multinational gang, involved French citizens as well as at least one Syrian. So there's definitely a Syrian connection.
And ISIS has definitely claimed responsibility.
Oh yes, they've claimed responsibility.
How does this change the global ISIS threat?
I'm not sure it changes the global ISIS threat. I think it's changed the perceptions of the global ISIS threat. And hopefully it will be a wake-up call for the world, and here I'm talking about in particular the Americans and the Russians, that it's a strategic priority that there is a political settlement in Syria. The civil war in Syria we've had a situation where Mr. Assad, thanks to Russian and Iranian backing, has survived and ISIS has prospered. And most Syrians do not want a future with either Mr. Assad or ISIS, and they have fled the country. But more than 3 million Syrians have left their country. So we, as a matter, there has to be a military response to ISIS, yes, but there's no military solution. It's a political struggle. We have to cut down, to use a boxing analogy, we not only have to hit ISIS, the target, but we also have to cut down their ring space. We have to, if you like, reduce their attractiveness to desperate people. And that's a big job, but it can be done if the political will is there. So Mr. Putin, he has to work out how long he wants to support Mr. Assad for, because he continues to support Assad. It's generating security problems for Russia because more than 3,000 Russians have actually joined ISIS, and that is partly as a result of Russia's own support for Assad.
Could this affect New Zealand?
It could. This is one of the other things is that we often think distance is a form of protection, but ISIS is a global organisation. It's operating in Europe at the moment. It operates, it gathers supporters through the internet. Its social media operation is very sophisticated, and I'm sure it will be looking to make recruits in New Zealand to continue the campaign against what it calls the non-believers.
What is our Prime Minister saying about this?
I think Mr. Key has, as we'd expect, expressed full solidarity with the French. This is a shocking time for France, an appalling terrorist episode. He's indicated that New Zealand will continue its role of training the Iraqi army against ISIS. He doesn't see any change in that arrangement. And, I think general solidarity with the French at this time.
Professor of International Relations, Robert Patman, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, staff at the SDHB celebrate a win, and a local social service agency offers an alternative to buying Christmas presents for the kids.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked, money back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
Chiropractic care is a drug-free way of sorting out stress and pain by getting your spine in line with body and brain. At Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing, we provide family chiropractic care. Feel taller, lighter and brighter. Call Mosgiel Chiropractic and Wellbeing today, 484-7272.
They've got all, it's all about our customer care, great food, great coffee, and supported by some awesome staff. We think it's really important that the customers, when they come in here, have a good experience and leave wanting to come back. And I think in a nutshell, that's what the Good Oil's all about.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices is just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget, we've also got your milk, bread and meat. Veggie Boys Dunedin, your guaranteed a treat.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now. They will love you forever.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility Scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, It's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Girls Talk this month is full of inspirational gift ideas. There's books, storage solutions and delicious treats. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page to be in to win some fantastic prizes from the show. Join us on Dunedin TV for Girls Talk.
Welcome back. The Southern District Health Board is celebrating its performance over the past year, despite being strapped for cash. A report has been released detailing improvements in the board's delivery of healthcare and its overall operation, but staff aren't at the finish line just yet.
Celebrating their collective success, Southern District Health Board staff are lauding the improvements that have been made to local healthcare in the last financial year. It's all been made public in a new report.
This account is showcasing all of the wonderful quality improvement work that's happening across Southern DHB. So as you can see within here, there's been so much happening in an improvement space to make our health services better for the community.
Several projects have been undertaken to improve quality across the board, even though the organisation's facing another annual deficit. A new PVC recycling program is operating and the board's achieving some of the best colonoscopy statistics in the country. But staff is still finding things to improve on.
We need to be better with how we manage falls within all of our health services, medication errors. They do happen, but we're trying to minimise those and mitigate the risk.
District health boards nationwide are tasked with working towards 7 specific health targets. Even though the Southern DHB's looking at a deficit of about $40 million, staff say they're doing better than in previous years and are stacking up against other regions.
We perform comparatively really well with the other DHBs. We're all quite different in terms of where we sit within our health targets and other initiatives, but I think comparatively we offer equally fantastic services.
The DHB is now looking to see what can be improved on in coming years. Board members are working towards revamping the radiology system and improving patient care. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
The city's social service agencies are campaigning against needless spending as the festive season approaches. They've launched a Christmas toy swap allowing children to trade pre-loved items. It's part of a wider effort to reduce local debt.
Providing a fun day out with no hidden costs. Several child-friendly activities were on offer in the Octagon for the launch of this year's Choice Not Chance Big Value Christmas campaign. It's aiming to help local families enjoy the holiday season without spending too much or going into debt.
We're a collaboration of social agencies and individuals that are concerned about people facing unsustainable debt in Dunedin. So the idea behind the event is that Christmas can be a fun family day without having to spend a lot of money.
The idea behind the low-cost Christmas campaign came from several concerned community and church leaders last year. They're still seeing many local families struggling to finance gifts, food and activities for the festive season. In many cases, people are taking out loans to help meet costs. That can have dire implications in the long term.
People get themselves in over their head trying to service a lot of debt, which doesn't leave much money for essentials such as food, power, groceries.
As part of the campaign, organisers are making budgeting advice and information on community services available. For children, an ongoing toy swap is providing the opportunity to trade gifts without spending money. It's hoped the campaign is helping to counteract the message that Christmas is all about consumerism.
It's really about the obligation that parents feel that they need to be spending money on their children. There's also a lot of pressure on TV and advertising in the paper, etc. Getting across the idea that it's okay to spend a lot of money at Christmas time and almost making people feel like they should be.
Organisers are estimating about 1,000 people participated in the weekend's campaign launch. They are hoping that'll ease the pressure for hundreds of local families come December. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. Local researchers are being given more money to expand their study on the failings of the ACC system in an effort to spark law reform. The asbestos clean-up at Dunedin Hospital is estimated to be costing more than $1 million, and further testing is being undertaken. And a Dunedin community worker is preparing to travel overseas to study programs used in foreign countries thanks to a Churchill Fellowship. And now it's time for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and Barry Stewart joins us. Good evening.
Hello Rebecca. Staff and pupils from Dunedin high schools are in shock after learning a teacher who recently worked in Dunedin was killed in the Paris attacks. Now this man worked in about 5 Dunedin schools as a teacher aide, got the bug and went back to France and trained as a teacher, and now he's died, so that's rather sad. 7-year-old has been expelled from school, and perhaps the only option for the parents is homeschooling. So out on a limb there. So we have more on that story. Ian Taylor has slammed the DCC over a lack of action for Gigatown. That's a bit of an ongoing debate. Concerns about yellow-eyed penguin nests, they're in decline. So
any good news in the paper tomorrow, Barry?
the good news is the cricket. Didn't we do well? Ross Taylor is out. He didn't get to 300, I believe, but we were keeping a pretty close eye on that in the newsroom. But we beat the Australians. So
excellent.
Well, we beat the score. We haven't beaten them in the game yet.
Okay.
But,
not yet excellent.
Not yet.
But it's looking up, shaping up to be fairly excellent.
Yes.
Details in tomorrow's
Exactly.
ADT. Thanks, Barry. Time now for local weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Puff Plus.
And here is today's city view. Definitely not grim. It's taken of a power pole getting smothered by a weed, potentially. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, 17 degrees for the central city, 22 at the Gardens, very nice, 19 out on the Tyree. To the situation, and a cold southwest flow is easing. A weak ridge of high pressure will move over the country on Wednesday. To the forecast for the main towns on the lower South Island for tomorrow, some cloud with southwesters easing for Invercargill, Kilgore and Te Anau. A fine day expected all day long in Alexandra, highs of 14 or 15 degrees. And fine weather with southwest winds for Queenstown and Twizel. The risk of showers is going to hang around in Oamaru, but a fine day awaits Wanaka with a high of 15. In Dunedin tonight, showers and southwesters freshening with a low of 9. Showers clearing tomorrow, sunny periods increasing, cool southwesters dying out, 15 degrees. And on Wednesday, fine and sunny with westerly winds and a high of 11. And to the Otago Pallet Fires tidal and fishing information. High tide tomorrow morning is at 8:30, low tide follows at 3:30. And fishing conditions look good, especially at around 5 to 6 tomorrow evening. And that's all from the team here at 39 Dunedin News for Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.